So we're back today, ladies and gentlemen, as you can all see, talking about the issue that according to woke snowflakes either doesn't exist, oh, it's rarely happening, it's an exaggeration, it's not that much of an issue, wait, you're just being mean, hateful. You know how it goes by now, but once again, we have to talk about women's volleyball out in America because the controversy surrounding San Jose State and Blaire Fleming, who as we all know by now is a male identifying as a woman, just continues. Because once again, we have a team who has decided enough is enough and they forfeited a match against San Jose State. Now, I believe they've actually forfeited twice before against San Jose State, so they're no stranger to this. And then after that, we'll be moving on to the next story where Blaire Fleming, and get this, has been honored with an award apparently days after a judge ruled that they can continue to compete in women's volleyball. Yes, woke judges now think it's perfectly fine for men to go into women's sports and compete. Would you expect anything else in 2024? Absolutely not. But before we get into it all, ladies and gentlemen, if you could as always, make sure to leave a like rating as it really helps out the video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into it. So first and foremost, as you can see, Outkick have reported Boise State forfeits against SJSU and transgender Blaire Fleming in stunning show of protest. In a stunning turn of events, the Boise State Broncos women's volleyball team announced that it will forfeit its semi-final match in the Mountain West tournament against San Jose State. So they were in the semi-final match and they even said then, nah, we're not doing this. This just shows you how much it means to these women. Although the team did not specify the reason for the forfeit, I think we all know why, SJSU has a trans-identifying biological male player, Blaire Fleming, on its team. The Broncos as well, as I mentioned earlier, forfeited twice against SJSU during the regular season, but the prevailing thought was that the team wouldn't forfeit during the conference tournament and end its hopes of reaching the NCAA tournament. However, that's exactly what the women decided to do. I mean, you've got to hand it to them, man, especially when it comes to a sort of match like this. Deserves a round of applause. The decision to not continue to play in the 2024 Mountain West Volleyball Championship tournament was not an easy one. Our team overcame the forfeitures to earn a spot in the tournament field and fought for the win over Utah State in the first round on Wednesday, Boise State Athletics wrote in a statement. They should not have to forego this opportunity while waiting for a more thoughtful and better system that serves all athletes. By forfeiting the match, Boise State ends its own season without taking the court for a spot they rightfully earned. I mean, this is just crazy, man. The fact that these girls are put in this position is just wrong. They shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't have to forfeit a match that is pretty big just because some dude's feelings apparently matter more and they're allowed to compete. How does that make any sense? The Broncos defeated the Utah State Aggies, the third seeded team in the Mountain West Conference tournament, in 4 sets on Wednesday. After the game, a school spokesperson said that the team hadn't yet reached a decision on whether to forfeit against SJSU for a third time. For San Jose State, they now coast into the Mountain West Championship without ever stepping foot on the court. What an absolute disgrace. Nothing to be proud about there. The Spartans received the number 2 seed in the tournament thanks in large part to 6 forfeit victories. 6 forfeit victories. Yeah. Wow, and got a first round bye. Throughout the course of this entire controversy, the NCAA has remained silent, of course. They have passed all the responsibility onto the schools and conferences to work it out. However, if San Jose State wins the Mountain West tournament and goes on to play in the NCAA tournament, the college sports governing body is finally going to be forced to speak on the matter. They're surely hoping that doesn't happen. Yeah, because they don't have a spine. They're cowards. They don't want to speak about it. They want to avoid it. It's always the case. They're just going to allow women's sports to be affected, but they don't want to speak on it. They don't want to address it. But well done again to this team, Boise State, for forfeiting a match at the semi-final. By the way, pretty big to do. But as I said earlier, you know, this is just how much it means to this team, to the women. They would rather stick by facts, truth, reality, than go ahead and compete and potentially, who knows, risk a player getting injured. Because that's what it also comes down to as well. Yeah, men should not be competing in women's sports. We all know that because it goes against reality, but also there is a chance women can get injured. We've seen it in the past. And yet these people who are in charge of making these rules don't care. And what's even crazier is if you stand up against this and you say one of your reasons is you don't want women getting injured because of a dude, you're the one that's in the wrong. You're the one that gets condemned. Hey, look, man, I'm pretty sure we've all just woken up in an alternate reality. Because I don't even know what to say anymore. Left is right, up is down. Common sense is clearly hard to find. But moving on to the next story. The Daily Mail have reported trans volleyball player Blaire Fleming honoured with award days after judge ruled he can continue to play. My mind loses brain cells when it reads out headlines like this, I'll tell you that for a fact. Transgender volleyball player Blaire Fleming was among those honoured in the Mountain West postseason awards on Tuesday. Cheating doesn't count. Fleming, who is a biological male, has been in the eye of a storm over recent months, with multiple opponents refusing to play against San Jose State due to safety concerns. The redshirt senior is also at the center of a lawsuit involving his own teammates who sued their head coach, the college, and the Mountain West, demanding Fleming is declared ineligible for the conference tournament. San Jose State coach Melissa Beatty-Smoose, I believe that's how you say that, meanwhile accused the school of trying to silence her after she was suspended following complaints about Fleming. What? The NCAA is also facing a class action lawsuit from more than a dozen female athletes who accuse the organization of knowingly violating a law that prohibits sex-based discrimination. On Tuesday, however, Fleming was named an All-Mountain West team honorable mention alongside teammate Brooke Slusser, who is involved in the lawsuits over Fleming's place on the roster. Man, I'm running out of words. Colorado State's Malaya Jones was named the Mountain West Player of the Year. That is despite her being accused of conspiring with Fleming to throw a game and blast Slusser during a game last month. This just needs to end. It really does. This can't continue to go on. The awards came after a judge denied a last-minute attempt to ban Fleming from the conference championship tournament as well as from any possible future NCAA tournament games. Judge Cato Cruz ruled that the lawsuit was not reasonable and that it would risk confusion and upend months of planning and would prejudice, at a minimum, San Jose State and other teams participating in the tournament. Backwards. How can a judge sit there and say it's not reasonable? So it's reasonable for a dude to go into women's volleyball, compete, take awards away, affect matches, possibly injure another player. That's reasonable. The decision, as you would expect, sparked outrage from many people on social media, including former college swimmer Riley Gaines. Gaines, an outspoken advocate against transgender women and women's sports, said a federal judge just ruled in favor of a male athlete who has been injuring defenseless women in volleyball for years. It's time to remove these activist judges who refuse to uphold the law as it is intended. Mountain West, meanwhile, claims that it investigated the allegations against Jones and Fleming but failed to find enough evidence to support the accusations. Yeah, I wonder how well they investigated that. Probably not that well. But yeah, as Riley Gaines says, it is time to remove these activist judges, these woke activists who have a clear agenda, because anybody who isn't aligning themselves on the woke side of things would know that this is wrong. Like, how much more do people need to speak up about this? How much more needs to happen? It's like these people just refuse to acknowledge what is going on. They are so heavily brainwashed by everything that as soon as they come across this, nope, we're not going to listen. Women deserve to be injured in their sports. Women's sports deserve to be affected by a dude claiming to be a woman. This is just the result of people's feelings being catered to for so long, more than facts, more than reality. Man, it even gets tiring talking about it, so I can't imagine how these women feel when they have to come up against this time and time again. But remember, it's not happening. People are making it up. It's not that big of an issue. Right. But leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen, on these stories today. What are your thoughts on them all? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. But until next time, it has been your host, JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace. Craziness, man. Absolute craziness.